Welcome to Coffee 101, and you're going to be learning how buying Starbucks will kill you. All right, when you order coffee, what do you usually have in that coffee? Yes, Blondie in the back.
Caramel.
Caramel, so some kind of sweetener. Yes, lavalier, lavalander, lava chicken. Yes, lava chicken.
Sugar and cream.
All right, sugar and cream, so you got some kind of sweetener, and now you got some cream. Yes, chimpanzee banana.
Whipped cream.
All right, whipped cream, again, some kind of cream. Yes, sir, I am Steve.
Cafe.
Cafe, so you have coffee in your coffee. Last one, yes, tralalero, tralala. Oat milk. Okay, so you're going to have your coffee, you're going to have your milk, and you're going to have your sweetener. So when you go to Starbucks, just to let you know, I looked it up on this thing called the internet. 1 cup of coffee, a latte, a tall, if you will, costs $6. And let's just say you're getting 1 coffee a day, and you're having it every day, just Monday through Friday. Let's say you're not going to have this on the weekends, just Monday through Friday for a whole year. And for your average person, they get like 2 weeks off a year. So let's just say, not including vacations, you're only getting 1 coffee at a time. How many weeks are in a year? 52. And so 2 of those weeks are going to be vacation, so that's 50 weeks, yeah? And you're getting 1 coffee a day. So let's multiply that by 5. So for 1 week, 5 cups would be 1 week. That's going to be, yes, thank you very much. That is going to be $30. And there are 50 weeks that you will be doing this for. So that 50 weeks will be the 1 year. What's 5 times 3? 15. And then 2 zeros. So for getting 1 cup of coffee every day on a weekday for a year, not including vacation times, you're spending $1,500 for a tall cup of coffee with sweetener and milk. Because just realize that big cup of coffee, it's only that much coffee. The rest of the cup is filled with milk. If you get a grande, the same amount of coffee. They don't add more coffee to it. They just put more milk into it. So $1,500, I'll write that down on the side right here. So for the Starbucks, $1,500 for your daily cup of coffee. The price of milk. Now 1 gallon of milk, it's Aldi. And all these things I'm getting are from Aldi because that's where I shop. And if you want to know why I like Aldi so much, check out that video right there. For that 1 gallon of milk, it's like $2.90 something, but I'm going to estimate that for about $3. When I made this video way back in the day, it was less, but we'll just say $3 right now. So 1 gallon is $3. 1 gallon is 128 ounces, fluid ounces. So that 1 gallon milk, you're not going to drink all at one time. You are going to be drinking it 1 cup at a time, and about 8 ounces. So I'm going to divide that by 8, both numbers here. So I'm going to break this down and see how many cups that is. So 8 ounces a cup, that's about 16 cups you'll be drinking. And 3 divided by 8 is 0.375, but we're going to round that up to 38 cents. So that's 38 cents for 16 cups of coffee. Now, I don't know how to turn that into 50, so I'm going to work my way down to 1 cup. How do you turn 16 cups into 1 cup? Divide by 16. Let's just write in the middle here. So 1 cup of coffee, 1 cup of milk, those 8 ounces, is just 38 divided by 16. And the answer to that is 0.02375. But I'm going to round that down to, round that up, actually. Let's round that up to 3 cents. So for 1 serving of milk, it's 3 cents. Just 3 cents. Now, again, when you're going to Starbucks and you're getting coffee, you're getting mostly milk, right? How much are you paying for that milk? $6. Thank you very much. Person over by, Go Peanuts 2000. Thank you very much for that. I'll check out his video. I wonder if it sounds like he has a channel. But anyway, so for 1 cup, 3 cents for milk, but you're paying $6 at Starbucks. Already that sounds terrible, right? But let's continue. Because you're not only getting the milk, you're also getting some sugar. If you go to Aldi for sugar, you get a 4-pound bag. And that costs it's really like $3.40 something, but I'm going to round it up to $3.60. To figure out 1 pound, I just divide that by 4. So 1 pound of sugar is 90 cents. But you're not using a whole pound of sugar. The average person uses 3 teaspoons of sugar in their coffee. And 1 pound of sugar is 96 teaspoons. I'll write that down here, 96 teaspoons. Let's just divide that by 96 to get 1 teaspoon. And I'm going to divide this by 96. And I don't want to do 90 divided by 96. So what can I round this 90 cents to that could be easily divided by 96? Thank you very much, Chimpanzee Banana. I'm going to round this to 96. So again, I'm just going to cross that out and estimate it to 96 cents, because that'll be easier to reduce. 96 divided by 96 is, well, look at that, 1 cent. 1 teaspoon of sugar is 1 cent. And the average person puts 3 teaspoons of sugar. So I'll multiply this by 3. So if 1 teaspoon is 1 cent, how much is 3 teaspoons?
3 cents.
Thank you very much, Bob Wick. 3 cents for 1 cup of milk. We got 3 cents for 3 teaspoons of sugar. But now looking at both of these numbers, we're talking about a year, right? So again, I'm doing 1 cup a day. How many days in a work week? So times 5, that'll be 15 cents for a week. And how many weeks are we talking about in the year? 52, but with the 2-week vacation, we'll just make that into 50. So we'll multiply that by 50. Now to multiply this out, I don't want to multiply it the normal way. What's 5 times 10? 5 times 10 is 50 with the 0 there, so add that down. And 5 is half of 10, yes? So 50 times 5 is also going to be half. What's half of 500? 250. So when you add that together, that's 750 cents. But since we're talking dollars, $7.50 for milk. It'll also be $7.50 for the sugar. So we got our milk, we got our sugar. What are we missing? Oh, we're missing our coffee. Hello. So if you go to Starbucks and you want to get the nice Starbucks coffee, it usually costs about, for a 1-pound bag, for a nice cup of coffee, $16. So usually for that $16 bag of coffee, that usually lasts about 2 weeks. So I'm going to put down 2 weeks for that. And we're talking about 50 weeks in a year, right? Not including the 2 weeks off that you have for vacation. So 2 weeks. How do you turn a 2 weeks into a 50 weeks? You multiply by 25. So 2 times 25 is 50. So 16 times 25 is about $400. Wow, that's a lot of money for coffee, isn't it? Oh, but that's not for one day. That's for how much? That's for the whole year. So you got 400 plus 750 plus 750. That's $415 for the coffee. But then you might be like, Mr. Teacher, how are you making that coffee? At Starbucks, they got this machine that makes the espresso. At home, most people don't have that. I'm going to have to get an espresso machine. You are correct. So we have to include that in there as well. So that was for the cafe part. I got myself a Breville Barista Express, which cost $600 for the machine. So just think like that's a lot, but it was really good. It was worth it. I saved up enough money for that, and then I got it, and I'm not looking back. If you want to see how it works, click on that video right over there. It's fantastic. So I've had that thing for 4 years. So I should actually put that down. So for 4 years, let's see how much it costs for 1 year of use. How do you turn a 4 years into a 1 year? Oh, we got to divide by 4. How many times does 4 go into 6? Once, with 2 left over. How many times does 4 go into 20? 5, with nothing left over. How many times does 4 go into nothing? Nothing. So in these 4 years, basically it's $150 a year. So let's add up these numbers. $150. The coffee, right there, $400. So for the Breville, let's write that down. For the cafe, $400. For the milk, $7.50. Sugar, same thing. I add these up. Wow, that's just 5, 6, 5. So 1 year's worth of making your own coffee, buying a nice machine where you can learn how to froth your own milk. $565 a year for having that machine for 4 years, as opposed to how much for coffee at Starbucks? $1,500. You save yourself about $1,000. Now here's the thing though. If you do this one other hack, you can save yourself a little bit more money. I like using my Discover card. I just make sure when I buy something, I have enough money in the bank to pay for it, and then I just pay it off right away. So I don't carry a balance, so I don't owe any interest, but I get extra dollars back every month. And guess what I use that extra money for every month? I use it to buy coffee. So that coffee that I get costs me $0. Free coffee. So for me, I could cross out that $400. So minus the 400, $165 a year for my latte. So you could go to Starbucks and spend $1,500 a year if you'd like. Or you could buy the machine And just realize this, I've had that machine for 4 years. Every year you use that machine, this number is going to get lower and lower. And you might say, but Mr. Teacher, electricity costs something. Yeah, it does cost something. And from what I looked up, it costs about $1 per year. So add an extra $1 if you want to include the electricity. So I hope you found this video useful, enlightening, and helpful in every single way. London Shorty thought it was very nice. But if you like this video, check out this other video right over here. And here's another video that you might enjoy as well.